Hi guys, it's Weedit and I am back working on my final Heart and Positivity ATC. Here I'm going to, there we go, zoom out just a little bit. This is another piece of letterpress paper that I made. So this is paper that I did do all that on it. It's that's oil paint, and I ran it through a letterpress machine. I have this fantabulous heart, and it says smile, laugh, love. I'm going to put some Wink of Stella, if I do this right, on the text. So the text will be sparkly. And let that dry. Now this paper, or this heart, this foil that I'm using, is this stuff. It's actually what hairstylists use when they're foiling hair. This is the foil. I was watching someone get their hair foiled, and this paper was just freaking beautiful. So I talked to the hairstylist, and she ordered a couple boxes for me, because all I could do is get a box. But I got in like purple, and of course the silver, and I think a green, maybe a blue. Really, really inexpensive. It's really fragile, of course, but just beautiful and inexpensive when you consider you got 100 bazillion sheets. So I still have the Wink of Stella in my hand. This is one of Jane Davenport's mermaid markers, and this one is called Deep Sea. It's a little purpley, and I want to do just a very casual. Now I'm going to get some resist, so this is going to be sort of interesting, and I'm not going to try to make this really even or anything, but when I did when I do my letterpress, I use oil paint. Don't want it quite that low. There we go. So we'll just have an irregular border. So of course the oil paint is going to resist this watercolor, but it's a cotton paper that I used, so it will soak right in to the other places. So I'll get kind of a neat effect for a border, and I will show that to you in just a minute. So you can see where it resists. And so I do get a border, but it's textured or something like that. I don't know what you would call that. Let me get another piece of paper to put down. Okay, and I'm going to do that on all sides. I got tickled. A couple days ago I uploaded a video that was, I'm trying to get a little more ink to come out, ink, watercolor, not ink, but I uploaded a video where I showed my studio helpers, and then I also showed the view outside my window where I do art. Not this is in a nice cozy little room, but YouTube said that it was like a 1 minute video, or 1.5 minute video, and it just showed some dogs and showed some snow. Myself, I don't cuss or anything in it, and YouTube said it was not suitable for most advertisers because I guess the dogs were really, really scary. I knew Scruff was kind of homely. I just didn't know he was that homely. I'm not sure what YouTube is really thinking. I have no idea why my video was demonetized and deemed unsuitable. I'm not taking it down. It's too cute. I love my dogs. But it kind of tickled me because Yeah, it's so offensive. Puppies and snow. I told my husband about it, and all he could think of is maybe the name Scruff somehow. I don't know. We don't know. We couldn't figure it out. That was the only thing we could figure is maybe they object to the name Scruff. That's it. So, oh well, it's a mystery. If anybody knows, leave me a comment because I am curious. Like I said, I'm leaving the video up there. I don't care. The monetization just goes to help me buy some supplies. I'm not trying to pay bills or make a living or anything like that off of YouTube. I'm on here because I want to share and give back to a community that quite frankly has done so much for me. Okay, so now I have gone over that and I have this heart. I think I'm going to use a little bit of the Wink of Stella and just do a little bit on these flowers. Not trying to be real precise or anything, and I don't want to spend a whole time, but I would like some contrast, I think, so that there's just a little more going on in the background. And I'm a Wink of Stella person. If you don't know, you can refill these Wink of Stellas. It's sort of like the mica or whatever in it settles and it doesn't all come out. So when you run out, take your Wink of Stella and fill it back up and you'll get another whole pen use out of it. And I have done that several times. I can usually refill them twice. So that's twice as, well, 3 times as long then. And they're still nice and sparkly. So that's pretty good. That's a good way to extend your supplies. I'm going to squeeze it over here and get a little bit to drop down. I've learned the hard way that when you do that, you do squeeze off. You do squeeze off to the side. Otherwise you get way more than you intended. Even though I squeezed off to the side, I still had a lot on there, you can see. Got a good bit right there. I'm being very careful close to the border. And I don't know if you can see, so the paper's not sparkly everywhere. It's just in places. And it adds just a little bit more interest. But again, I'm trying to stay away from the purple because I really don't want that purple to bleed in all over. Okay. Whoops, I missed this petal. Yeah, I think I'll do this. I love the Wink of Stellas, and is it Wink of Luna or Luna? I have those two, and I like them. Just a quick way. I think the clear is really and truly my favorite. I know that the Jelly Roll Stardust pens, the clear is a favorite of mine in that as well. Okay. A little bit more flower. The letterpress is very messy, so I tend to do a lot all at one time. When I drag the stuff out, I try to do enough that it's going to last me for the year. So I do it once. I'm thinking I'll go ahead and do these little flowers. The flowers are what I want to do, but I want the background to remain white. Little flowers. And it's getting time for me to have another letterpress session. No, I got a little purple there where I don't want it. there. I don't think it's going to matter. Going fairly lightly on this flower. Okay, there. So now it's hard to pick up, but I've got sparkles on the flowers, and I still have a nice bright white background. And while that's sort of drying, I have these sticker flowers. I have no idea where I got them or when I got them, or tell you what, haha, that's one way to solve that. So I think put those down in the corner. And then trim them off, because this needs to go into a sleeve for ATCs, and I really can't have stuff sticking out. Give it a little trim. I have to lay the letterpress papers out. There we go. I have to lay them out and let them dry for, it really only takes a couple days, really, for them to get good and dry. I think I've used them like the next day even. That's probably not ideal. Okay, so now I've got my flowers there. Do we think they need a wink? Just a little. I'm just going to do a little at the center. Just a little bit of sparkle. I love the way the pearl centers go with the background on this. And I started off, I did one card, sort of, I started on it. And the more I worked, let me see if I can find it, yeah. I used this, which is some molding, but then I didn't like the edges. And I came in with the gray around it, and you can see I did some wink in the purple that time. But the gray just made it look dirty, and I just, I couldn't deal with it. I hate to waste my letterpress paper, but that just was not working for me. Okay, now I really like how this is looking. I like that border with the watercolor. And then, let's see. Put that down. And it needs a little bit more. I think I'm going to put some of these tiny hearts. I do want to outline this big heart. So I'm going to go ahead and stick it down, and then I will go around it. And it's going to have to be very, very careful so that I don't run over or ruin it. And hopefully my Xyron little hand thing is going to work. I'm not sure it is. This to me looks like I have gotten this in here wrong. So forget that one. Put that aside. I've got a stash going of supplies that I need to work on. Sprayers that have gotten clogged. Okay. That foil is so fragile that I'm trying to be real careful. You need a little there. You don't want to stick, do you? Well, come on. You don't have a choice. There is no choice in that matter. There we go. The very tip here. The biggest problem I've had with the ATCs this time has just been glue. Just glue. It has been fiddly and difficult and annoying. Alright, so this is what we have at the moment. And it does need a little more. So I thought I would get a watercolor, not a watercolor. I don't want a watercolor, but get a pencil and just kind of go around the heart. I'm kind of wondering if I should go around the heart. I don't think I've got a light lavender brush pen. Let me look in another supply. As goodness knows, I have some. Let's see, my Zig Clean Color pens, is there sort of a, yeah, there's sort of a light lavender. If I can get the pen out, let me get a scrap. And let's see how this color looks. It's just a little too red. That's not going to work for me. And that's probably the closest one I've got for a medium. That's not quite dark enough to... That's not going to work. I may end up using that dark purple. I'd really rather not, though. I'd like it to be a little bit lighter. And this is where, usually ahead of time, I figure out everything that I sort of think I might want to do, which I never do get completely. And then I try to figure out, let's see, I've got some more pens, but I don't think I've got one that's going to work. I think this one's going to be too grapey. Yeah. That's not going to do it. Okay. Let's try it. Just not really wanting a smooth border because I can't. This will not work well trying to do a smooth border. But a wavy one might work. Miji is over in the chair snoring. There we go. I can't tell how this is going to look. I don't know if it's going to look bad or nope, I think I can deal with it. I think that highlighted it very well. I see a little white right here. Yeah, I'm okay with that. That's funny, I just reached for the cap and I have been looking for it, just kind of, you know, okay, where is it? And then I just found it. Alright. So I like that, and I think if I put just a few more hearts in there. Yep. And we'll be good to go. I'm going to call that done. I'll glue those hearts in. I'm not going to make you watch me fiddle with, I'm not trying to glue them. I'm not going to outline them or anything. So there we have it. This is a very simple card compared to the first two that I did. The first two were simple. The last two have been more. First two, excuse me. Wow, it must be late at night. The first two were more complex. The last two were simple, but a little bit more elegant. So I am very happy with that. What is funny is that where there are, you know, I went over with the Wink of Stella like right in here, but not here. Well, of course, right in here, the purple outline is shiny. So that's kind of funny to me, but there we have it. My final card. Thank you for joining me, guys. Bye.